Well, hello there. Happy Friday. It is February 5th, 2021. We made it to the end of the week. Hallelujah. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, before we get started, I'm going to check and make sure we are here live. So give me just a second so I can do that. I am flying solo right now. So you got to bear with me because I got to check on my handy dandy phone. This is how we do it around here, right? We get scrappy when we're business owners. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. Would you agree with that? Absolutely. So what I'm going to be doing from time to time is looking down at my phone and looking for comments. I'm not able to see everything up here on my computer screen. So I just want you to know that. And I am not sure if my marketing assistant, she has a super busy schedule today, and I'm not sure she's going to be able to come over and hang out with us and check on comments. So just be patient. If I don't see your comment right away, just know I will get to them after the video if I'm not able to during the video. All right, so here we are. Just making sure I'm on. All right. Okay, I see a number of people are jumping on. I'm going to give that just one more second. And while we wait just for another minute, let me know who is here and where are you coming in from? I'm here in Houston, Texas, and there's about 5,001 other fellow yard card greeting businesses here nowadays. Just so you know, way back not too long ago, I was the only yard card business in the greater Houston area, minus a couple, probably about 2 historic yard sign businesses. There's been very, very few businesses up until about 5 or 6 years ago. And we had a couple of what are now considered the bigger players start moving in. And then, of course, as you know, we had a pandemic and we have a gazillion people here in Houston now. But I want to know where you're coming in from. Let's see, here we go. Well, hi there, Dee, Sacramento. Awesome. Nice in California. Hey, I heard that you all finally get to go out to eat now and go to live outdoor dining. I hope so. Okay, so we've got Rachel. Hi, Miss Rachel. How cold is it there in North Dakota? I will just tell you all, and you will probably just want to shoot me, Rachel. So yesterday it was probably 78 degrees here. Yes, no joke. For my private members, for my paid members that are joining me here, hello. Thank you for coming back. We had an incredible bookkeeping masterclass yesterday, and I was in short sleeves, and I could have had shorts on, truth be told. And so I'm walking around the lake just because I always try to get some exercise. And then today, y'all, let's see, it's 48 degrees here, and I had to put a hoodie on. And it's like, oh, all these extra layers. So I know Rachel's probably going to want to just wring my neck being there in North Dakota. Okay. Hey, John, Indianapolis, and Elizabeth, New York. Awesome. Hi, Debbie, Oregon. Oh my gosh. Okay. So far, everybody here is from what I will call a cold state. Okay, here we go. Lindsay, more Melbourne, Florida. I love Florida, and I know right where Melbourne is. Finally, somebody that's in a warm area, right? Okay, so Rachel, wait, 1 degree during your setup? Like 1? Did that include wind chill, or do you not have a lot of wind up there? Because around here it gets really windy, but we obviously don't have that. It was with your husband. Poor husband. Yeah, that certainly makes for quick trips, doesn't it? So around here we get hurricanes, which is horrible. Luckily, we don't have them very often. My fellow Floridian, my Louisiana friends, of course, we know about hurricanes, so it's a little bit different. But we don't have them for like a long period of time, like you all can have super cold weather and snow, which sounds terrible. We do get a ton of rain. And so I got to tell you, I'm a wimp. I'm a weenie. I do not love doing this business when we do not have decent weather. And, granted, when it's July, y'all, everybody that lives up north, it's, sweating when it's 85 degrees. Y'all talk to us that are down here when it's 100 plus degrees with 100% humidity, and y'all can laugh at us, okay? Because that's how, we have the mild winters when yours seem like really harsh, but then we pay for it in the summertime. Okay, hold on. Rachel says, not including wind chill. We have plenty of wind, but it's not as windy when it's cold, really. So it felt like -17. Dang, woman. Oh my, the high tomorrow is -4. Do you have snow? I saw so many had snow earlier this week, and I mean like 2.5 feet. And I felt a little bit bad that I was running around in a t-shirt, walking around my neighborhood and my lake, just enjoying the sunshine. Now we're making up for it with 48 degrees. I keep looking at my watch because it's fancy. My husband got me a really fancy watch, an Apple Watch, and it's got all that stuff. It even tells time. That's a joke because, yeah, all this technology, sometimes I'm like, wait, what's its main purpose? Okay. Hey, Janice. Hello, my sweet friend. Yeah. Okay. So, Janice, I'll tell you all this because I want y'all to know each other if you haven't seen each other and gotten to know each other in different groups. My sweet friend, Janice. Janice, how many hurricanes did you have? Because you already were dealing with a pandemic. And then, COVID. I know you've got some personal experience with that. And then, was it 3 hurricanes? I'm trying to keep track because we had hurricane scares here, but my sweet friend Janice in Louisiana had the real deal, just absolutely decimated. And I drove through Louisiana a little bit after that. I guess it was in October, November. So there had been time to do some cleanup. And it was terrible going through parts of Louisiana. And it's very devastating. Yeah, I was right. It was 3. A trifecta. That's what I remember. It was like this perfect storm between the pandemic, the rioting, and just horrible weather. So what that means is hopefully you don't get them this coming year. And of course, I don't want them. I don't want any of us to have them. Maybe they can stay out to sea. But anyway, okay. Let's see. Hold on. I'm checking my notes because I love talking to y'all. We had a super nice winter until this week. Warm clothes, but it's totally doable. Okay, so that's not so bad. If it's not like that on a regular basis for like 3 months, that's not so bad. Because y'all, I'm so impressed with all of y'all that can do this in these terrible conditions. Wait a minute. Yeah, now Janice, I got to tell y'all, anybody that's up north, y'all can relate when you have power outages. When there's hurricanes, I want you to read the comment from Janice. 9 days without power. Thank goodness for generators, but that is going back to basics for living, right? I mean, you're just trying to get through the day, take care of your loved ones. And if I remember correctly, Janice, on one of the hurricanes, you still had somebody calling wanting signs. If I remember that correctly. And, we've delivered, I have all kinds of stories as far as the kind of deliveries I've done. And we had Hurricane Harvey 3.5 years ago with 44 inches of water, give or take a few inches. And I had signs out in that we could not physically get to, couldn't get in the neighborhood for 5 days. And my signs made it. But we didn't have the hurricane wind. So that made a big difference. Okay. Anyway, I bet some of you actually popped on here because you want to talk about something related to yard card greetings versus the weather. Well, if you don't know me yet, I love talking about the weather. I have 4 weather apps on my phone, and they all do something that have some extra little feature that the others don't have. But I won't keep you any more about that. Let's see. First of all, I'm just going to ask you all. Let's see. Oh, hey there. We've got Latrell. Hi there, Latrell. It's nice to see you here. I recognize your name, so I've seen you. I don't remember if you're in our group or if you're in some other groups because there's about 5,001 Facebook groups now for the yard card industry. 1 year ago, not even 1 year ago, there were 4 groups. And before that, really going back, we had 2 groups. We really just used to have our 1 group. And so that's what's been crazy is the metamorphosis of the industry. So what I'd like to know, how long have you been doing this business? Because we've got different skill level, or not skill levels, but experience levels. And my paid members, and I'll just tell you all a little bit about what we did yesterday for those of you who are not paid members. Yesterday, we had the most amazing masterclass. And what the masterclass is a training. And we got together and we talked with a certified QuickBooks expert, And she went through a lot of stuff. It's all about our business bookkeeping. And we didn't just do bookkeeping. She also showed us QuickBooks. And let me just tell you, if you're a paid member here, did that just like wow you? Janice, you were on it. And I know, and we've got the replay up, by the way. If you missed that, Rachel, and I can't remember everybody else, sorry. Who else here is a paid member? But if you didn't catch it, the replay is available over in your member library. But what I want to tell you about that, y'all, some people are brand new, like started in November, so 2 months ago. Some people have done this, what I'll call the pandemic businesses, started up during the pandemic. Some of us, let's see, Janice, how long have you been doing this? 3 years, 5 years? Well, no, it's been longer than that, because I know Flamingo Fairy, I love her name, y'all, by the way. That's obviously been around for much longer than that. You've been around and you're an experienced yard card flocker. I do not, side note everybody, I am not a fan of separating our industry into flocker and yard card business, because we've never been a division before. We've always been one tight-knit community. And so if we want to put that together, we can say we're yard card flockers, whatever you want to call us. Some of us have been doing this a long time. So if you're pre-pandemic, then you kind of know what was normal. And when I say that, this time last year, we were doing traditional trainings. And literally a year ago, I was doing a training called 5 Simple Steps to Earn More Income in the Next 30 Days. That's where we were before the pandemic. And the point there is we were all at different levels, right? Some of us have been there, let's say, I think Janice is 3 years. Okay, 4 years now, Janice, 2017, 8 months, 7 months. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, because when we went through this training yesterday, here's my point. It applied to all of us, new, old, I shouldn't say old, established, to everybody. Because if there's one thing I know is that we need to keep our books in check. And it's a matter of just staying organized. And Ashley is our certified QuickBooks Pro. And some of the stuff that she talked about was just a real eye opener. And what I'm going to do is I take notes. Whenever I'm in something, I try to learn something. And I got to tell you, I took a bunch of notes. One thing I want to talk to y'all about is, and this is a question for anybody. Do you have a separate business bank account? Do you run your business through your personal account, or do you have everything for your business run separately? Whether you've done this for a month, whether you've done this a year, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. Whichever one you fall in, it is absolutely paramount that you go out, and I challenge you to do this Monday. Today's Friday. Do this Monday. If you do not have a separate business banking account, go set one up. What do you need to set one up? You're going to need, if you are a sole proprietor, that means you have a DBA, doing business as. The bank is most likely going to need some sort of paperwork. They're just going to need you to fill out a form and show that you're a DBA. At a minimum, if you have not set up a DBA yet and are running, let's say your name is Sally Smith. I'm making this up, y'all. If your name is Sally Smith, I'm really not picking on you. If your name is Sally Smith and you do not have a business name, then you can just set up a separate account. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that everybody at least has a business name. That means that business name needs to be registered. If you're a DBA, you're going to go really easily and fill out the DBA paperwork. You take that into your bank. And in this day and age, I'm sure you have to do it all online or go through the drive-thru, whatever you have to do for the pandemic stuff. Go open up a new business banking account. It's that simple. I highly recommend you have your checking account and you have a savings account. Why both? Well, if you're at a credit union, you're required to, and I highly recommend, I'm a big fan of credit unions. But even if you're at a traditional bank, you need 2 accounts. Anybody know why 2 accounts? Okay, yeah, Janice, I know you're doing it. You're all over this. The reason for that is really simple. You do not want all your money in one account and have it get kind of mucked up, shall we say. You should always be keeping money aside that's your savings, specifically for your taxes. every one of us, unless you're in a state that doesn't require sales tax, the rest of us have to pay some sort of local or state sales tax. You want to be moving money over into that account on a regular basis. You may not have to do it weekly. You might want to just do it monthly, but have that separate account on reserve over there, because by having it all in one pile, we hope it's a big pile, right? It's a lot easier for it to kind of just get lost in the numbers. And that's what's really important. Just because you open up that, you're banking online and go, oh, look, I got $20,000 sitting there. Who thinks that means you have $20,000 that you get to go on a huge shopping spree? No. I think all of you are super smart and super savvy entrepreneurs, and you know that's not quite the case. So when you separate things out, and quite frankly, I actually recommend you have an additional account where it's your reserves, where it's money you really want to make sure you don't touch at all. So we can go more about that. In fact, if you really want to dive deep, there's two things. One, there's a great book to read, and it's called Profit First. I will link that somewhere below. I'm here flying solo, and so I don't think Crystal is here with me, but I will put a link to that. The gentleman's name, the author, is Mike Michalowicz. And so I cannot spell his name, so I'll have to look it up for you. The other thing is, and I'll just get real, if you really want to take your finances seriously, go get somebody to help you with it. Doing this solo, I will tell you, I've done it a couple of different ways. Back in the day, we actually had bank ledgers where I'm talking paper and pencils. And then they came out with, computer programs. And I started using QuickBooks for when I was an operations director for a business. And oh my gosh, it was like mind blowing. And anyway, I've used QuickBooks. That was a different version. I've gone to Excel. I love Excel. I'm just a big Excel girl. Although I don't know all the bells and whistles like other people do. But if you don't know the bells and whistles, it's very monotonous trying to do it all. Here's what I do know. You don't get a perfect snapshot of where your business is. So what I do recommend is finding some sort of bookkeeping software that you can start right now. It's the beginning of February. This is the time to get those finances in order. And if you're thinking, I don't really need to do that. I don't run a lot of sales and transactions. Guess what? Your point and your objective is to be doing that. So when peak season hits, here's what happened last year. All of us that have been doing this and we've been plugging along, doing our businesses, and then all of a sudden it was like, we were reactive. We were not being proactive. We didn't have systems in place to handle the volume we were all of a sudden being thrust into, right? If you started your business during that time, you were totally running around with your hair on fire, not having any clue. Now, the rest of us, we were still running around with our hair on fire, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? We can't even deal with our bookkeeping right now. We're working 18 plus hours a day, literally trying to get orders together and get with customers and get deliveries made and get all the logistics done. What I know now is we should all aspire to have that sort of sales volume. Once you get to that, guess what? You can just up it some more. Just keep growing. There's this phrase called new level, new devil. So we all want our businesses to grow, right? When that happens, we need stronger systems in place. And it all goes back down to your frameworks, your business frameworks. And so whatever sort of bookkeeping system you want to come up with, I highly recommend you do it and streamline it now while it's still some sort of either super slow season or a somewhat slow season, because it's going to pick up. Springtime, when things start blossoming and blooming, people are just a lot more ready to celebrate. There's just a lot more birthdays and celebrations coming up in the spring. So this is the time to get ready for that. Now, for my paid members, you all already know, and kind of a spoiler alert for any of the non-paid members watching this, that we have a special deal with Ashley, our QuickBooks expert, where she has a special deal just for us where she will take on your full service bookkeeping. She is a yard card business owner as well, and so she knows all of the specific ugly and weird and unique do's and don'ts and special expenses that we have in this industry. So for the paid members, we have that all set up and it's in your member portal. And in fact, I'll put a little bit more information. I'll send out an announcement on that, but she just announced special pricing just for the paid members. And so she'll do everything from setting up your account just initially so that you get your charts of accounts and all of your financial institutions connected. Or she'll do a quarterly audit, just a quarterly review and check out and make sure you've got all your stuff organized. Or what I recommend and I'm going to do is the full service bookkeeping. So for our paid members, I'm just going to tell y'all because not everybody was on the masterclass yesterday. She is doing this at a huge discount for us. What's normally a $75 a month fee, she's doing for $50 for you all, for us, the paid members. And it's just a huge discount. And anyway, so for my paid members, make sure you go over and look at that. You can go through the masterclass and Ashley goes through a lot of that. It's a lot. You might want to like pause it and go back because there's just so much to take in. Now, for those of you, I'm going to switch gears here. For those of you who are not paid members, no worries. If you're on the fence, let me just tell you, for the price of your membership, it makes it cheaper to get in on the bookkeeping service. Plus, you get a whole bunch of other benefits. So, you know, when I started looking at the math on that, I was like, wow, that's a no-brainer. So that's all I'm going to say about that. The next thing I want to show you all, a lot of this is really for the paid members, because one of the things I want to talk about is how do you learn? And my paid members know what we've rolled out, but I want to talk to the rest of you. How are you learning about how to grow your business? Are you just looking in Facebook groups? Are you reading different books? Who are you learning from? So let's see, I'm going to look in the comments because I haven't done that in a bit here and see if there's anybody that's here asking questions. Okay, not yet. So what I want to just ask you, are you listening to podcasts? Are you reading business books? Are you in some actual online learning communities? Are you getting your information from industry Facebook groups? Where are you learning how to grow your business? One of the things that we have started implementing are little mini audio trainings. And I'm actually I want to show this to you, and my paid members, you all already know where to access all this. So let's see if I can do this, and I'm going to share my screen. Everybody, let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed that I do this well. Okay, hold on. Are you ready? Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. I gotta go full screen. One second. Okay, well, you know. Here we go. Okay, let's see if this pops up. I have a delay, so give me just a second to show you all. Here we go. You gotta love all this technology. Okay, so here we are. Thanks for your patience here. Okay, so Rachel, audiobooks and Facebook groups. Great. Now, Rachel, you're one of the people, one of our paid members that actually inspired me, you and a few others, to start on creating these bite-sized audio trainings. And I just want to share those with some people because it's something that maybe you haven't thought of. I look at time in the car or time when we're on the go as a perfect drive time university when we're in the car, but it's also a perfect time when we're in the kitchen, when we're picking up kids, when we're doing literally, I mean, I listen and learn while I'm even setting up yards. So I want to just show you a couple of these. And for my paid members, you may or may not have already gone through here, but what I've done for February, we have started an audio training series. And so you can see here, we've got, I'm going to pick some of these. We did a January review. Now I did this one as an video also. However, what I figured out by doing that is I can just do audio. And so then we did February goals here, and I want you to notice, look how short these are, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Then right here, let's see. This one is 3.5 minutes. And what it is, literally, I go through, I put a little bit of a description here as to what you're doing, and then you can listen while you are working, while you're eating dinner, whatever you're doing. So then what we started doing is diving into these different marketing plans. That is our focus this month, is a marketing action plan. So we started off here with an organizing a calendar, and then what we most recently did was what to do with previous customers. And we've got some other really good ones planned. So I want you to just notice, let's see, let me click on this one. It's about 3.5 minutes. Who here has 3.5 minutes to learn to grow your business, right? That's really our goal. Now, side note, while I'm here, I will just show you, we've got these other master classes. Okay, so we did an update. It's not coming soon anymore. It's actually here. We did that, and I had some updates. So disregard that this says coming soon. It's actually there, y'all. Don't worry. And then we have our bookkeeping masterclass. This is 1 hour. It was phenomenal. And then since I'm here, I'm showing you this. I know I'm digressing a little bit here. We also loaded up a free printable Valentine's Day bingo game. And so that's also just kind of showing you a little bit behind the scenes on what the paid members are getting. So for all of my awesome paid members that are here you go. Wanted to show that to you. But my point to everybody is to look at how you can actually learn and start growing your business right now. Okay, let me get out of here and I'll stop in just a second. Oh yeah, okay, so I guess, well, wasn't meaning to show you all everything we have here in the member library, but I guess I am, right? Okay, well, there we go. I'm going to stop that and I'll be right back. Done. Okay, I'm back. I am still stumbling around with learning technology, and so thanks for sticking with me on that. So my point here, I know I can go off on these tangents, so just bear with me. I want you to figure out how you can create with intention little pockets of time in your day and commit to every single day learning something that will help you grow your business. And that is why we decided to start doing some little bitty, as you can see, 3.5, 5 minute, no more than 10-minute audio trainings so that you can listen while you whistle while you work, right? You're listening while you work, listening in the car, listening. You know what? I got some great feedback from one of our paid members. She listens while she's in the shower. Somebody else said, oh, I love listening while I shave my legs. Now that might be too much information for you, but it totally cracked me up. I mean, there's just, when you think of all the times that you're in times where you're like, you know what, you could squeeze in 5 minutes of learning. So that's really what I want you to do. Come up with that time in your schedule and commit to every single day. And I'll tell you, it's hard. It's hard sometimes to know what to go learn. So the best thing you can do is sit down with your calendar or just simply a notebook. I got to tell you, every day I write out, in fact, usually the night before, I write out and I make a list, not only a to-do list, but a list of what are things I want to learn or I need to learn. Sometimes I don't want to learn them, but I need to learn them. And I'll tell you, like software, like technology, oh my gosh, I do not love learning about it because I don't enjoy the learning process of it, but I love the end result. And I just kind of have to do it sometimes. But make a list of those things that you want to go out and learn, and then figure out how to go learn it. Once you have an actual list written down, that helps you create your game plan. Put it in your calendar. And that way you can find the 3 minutes, the 5 minutes. I really recommend longer blocks of time if you can for the deep dive. And I'll say something like our bookkeeping masterclass, you're going to need an hour. But you can look at that and go, okay, it says an hour and 7 minutes. Let me block off at least an hour and 15 minutes because I'm going to do a deep dive. Put it on your calendar. The biggest takeaway I want you to get out of this entire long rambling session, because I love to talk to you all, is to be intentional with your time. Create your list of what you want to learn. If you don't know, ask. That's what's important. And find that time. Carve that time out of your schedule and be intentional about learning. That's going to help you grow your business way more than just, hey, what's going on today? Because if you're like me, if you get up and you don't have a plan, you're already behind. You're already going, oh my gosh, let's see, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And you're already caught up in that reactive mode versus that intentional mode. So I want you to just think about that. And what I would love for you to do for anybody paid members or not paid members, I would love to know, what is something you're going to commit to learning? Let's see, today is February 5th. By Monday, what's something you're going to commit to learning between now and Monday? And you could simply say, my paid members, you all could just tell me, you're going to go through the bookkeeping masterclass, or you're going to go through 4 of the audio trainings, the ones that are all about the marketing action plan. If you're not one of the paid members, that's okay. What's something you're going to go and commit to learning over this weekend? I would love for you to commit to that. Write it down below. You can come back here after you've thought about it for a little bit. But I want to issue you a challenge to do that and commit to it with us. And then on Monday, we can all report back and see how we did. Fair enough? Okay. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I'm going to check my messages now. Okay, Debbie, hold on. What is the cost of a paid member? Is it one time or monthly? Debbie, I'm so glad you asked that. So there's 3 different plans. And you know what? I tell you what, anybody that wants to stay with me, I'm going to go ahead and show off that answer. Show off. It's online, so it's easier for me to show it. But if you all are already a paid member or it's not something you're interested in, I will just say thank you all very much for tuning in now. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come over here. But next up, I'm going to actually go ahead and show that because it's easier for me to show you real quick, Debbie. So hang on, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to use technology that I hope I don't screw up. And I'm going to show it to you real quick so that it's easier than me just blah, blah, blah. Hold on 1 second, okay? We're going to share the screen again. All right, Debbie, stick with me, okay? I'm going to wait until this pops up. Hopefully that's really soon. Okay, here we go. All right, Debbie, this is for you and for anybody else that's still hanging around. The reason I'm showing you this versus just telling you is, quite frankly, I'm a visual person. So there's a little video here, granted it's a long video, 6 minutes, that talks about it. But I'm going to just kind of go down real quick. Here's what the membership features are. And I know you can read, but this might help kind of put it into perspective a little bit. We always have a monthly Zoom call where we get together and it's really fun. We have a lot of really great personalities here. The master classes, just like the bookkeeping one I was just talking about, the QuickBooks advisor that goes with that, she is phenomenal. Not only does she answers any of our bookkeeping questions first off, and that's no extra charge, but she does also have an additional service with her business where she will do your bookkeeping for you, and that's a separate service that she offers. We have our private member library, which if you just saw, I did a little bit of a preview to show where like the audio trainings are. We have an app. This is such a big deal. We want the membership to be accessible from anywhere at any time. And so we have an app for that. I love saying that. My husband says that all the time. There's an app for that. So here I'm talking about the audio trainings that we just showed. Okay, so we do a lot of different printables. Like I just showed off the Valentine's Day bingo printable. That's a really fun one. We even have a refer a friend program. So you get just a few little extra perks on that. Let's see. And then, well, here's the member perks. Ashley is a great example with the QuickBooks service. And then, you know, I can't commit to every one of those because I don't know what somebody might offer us in the future. You do get a lifetime price. And then, of course, you get an all access pass. And what that means is you don't just start now with your trainings. You get to go back for any of the trainings and the Zoom calls and the resources from the beginning, which is really great because a lot of places only start you from now moving forward. And then, of course, we're always adding new features. The reason I say that is because from when we started back in with our private, you know, we just had a test group of us, a beta group, basically, my guinea pigs, AKA my guinea pigs. And from where we were then to where we are now, we keep tweaking and coming up with what works better for you. So that's why I say it's new features added. Okay, so here we go. We have 3 different plans, like I said. We've got our 12-month, our 6-month, and our 3-month. And what that does, like this is the best one if you want to just test it out and see what you think. So it's a 3-month membership for $59.97, which averages to $19.99 a month. Well, I will just tell you all, the trainings on their own would cost more than that. And somebody that took our bookkeeping masterclass yesterday, she signed up as a 12-month member, and she said that training alone was worth the cost of her 12-month membership. So that was a very, very kind thing for her to let me know. So anyway, the 6-month is our most popular because it averages out to $14.99 a month. And so that's really great. And then, of course, the 12-month locks you in at the best price possible for $14 a month, and that's $169. You do pay these up front, and then it is on an auto renewal. I like to be very transparent about what's happening because I know I like that as well. Okay, so that's it. Let me just show you what happens. Hold on. You click on that. It's going to take you over to the checkout page. And basically, now it does give you, and I'm going to be changing this, this does give you the option to sign up for the QuickBooks service here, but you absolutely don't need to do that. I will probably be taking that off of here. And so don't ever feel, if that's still there when you want to sign up, you can just disregard that unless you want to go ahead and sign up for that as well. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You know what? Actually, nope, one more thing I want to show you. Ha, just kidding. If you want to read more about the bookkeeping, I may as well show you this too. This is the bookkeeping page. These are the prices for the paid members. So as you can see, like check this out. If you wanted to do her for full service bookkeeping, it's normally $75 a month. My members pay $49 a month. So that's a $25 a month savings right there. So hopefully that helps you see if that's something you're interested in. And what else? Okay, so while we're here, didn't mean to get on this tangent, but we have some different tools you might be interested in. So go check that out. And what else do we have? Of course, we have our advertisers page. If you're ever looking for some of the advertisers that have partnered with us, you're going to see those here. And then if you haven't been to our homepage, I've got just a quick little hello video right here. Okay, that's it. I've taken up way too much of your time, but I really do appreciate you sticking around. And I hope that helps, Debbie. And you, of course, you know how to get in touch with me. You can always send me an email. I think you're on the email list. And so you can always just reply to one of those, send me any questions, send me a private message. You can go through the business page here and you can send me a message if you'd like to get in touch with me that way. All right, I am going to cut it off now because I've kept y'all too long and I really appreciate your help and your time and your support. Now, next up, I want you to go out, make sure you make somebody smile every day this weekend and do something to make yourself feel good as well. And make sure to go find that one thing you're going to commit to learning between now and Monday. So thank y'all again for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will see you soon. Cheers.